Hello, hello, welcome to the stream. Welcome in, everyone. I've got my free hit draft. I'm not free hitting, but this is my draft on the screen right now, if anyone's interested. So hail straight into the chat. How's it going, mate? Yeah, you said you're free hitting. Yeah, send it in. I want to see what if you've made any changes. I know you had a few questions in the comments of my last video, so interested to see what you're going for. Zach McParland, my goat. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. Looking forward to the games today. Some good ones on. Let's have a quick little browse at the at which games are actually on today. We got Chelsea, Everton, Liverpool, Brighton, Burnley, Fulham, and then Arsenal, Wolves. I hate no early kickoff. I love having an early kickoff, 12:30, but it means I get to do these deadline streams a bit later when we have the 1:30 deadline. So let's have a quick look. I mean, we're not going to get any Arsenal team news, but what we will get is predicted starting 11. This is from yesterday. Looks like no Timber. I would hate to see that, but I do have coverage on my bench. Let's go to Jump the Wave. I'm at Jump the Wave to see what the FPL predictions are saying. So that's Liverpool, City. This is Newcastle. Looks all good. That is Brighton. Okay, looks like Palmer's expected to start, which is interesting. That would be interesting. Where is... There we go. This is what we want. So this is Arsenal's predicted... I'm actually just going to keep this up on the screen because I think people will be interested to see this. Timber's 73% chance to start. Honestly, I like those odds. Zach Howard, how's it going, man? You said morning, wish I could stick around for full stream like usual, but got to get a trim. Who have you transferred? Yeah. You gotta get a trim in. I can't fault you for that. So I've done a few transfers. Let me show you guys my team very quickly, and then we'll go to my draft, my free hit draft. So I've done 4 of my 5 free transfers. I've gone absolutely mental. So what I've done is in defense, I did Munoz to Collins. In the midfield, I did Enzo and Reinders to Wilson and Foden. And then up top, I did Mateta to Thiago like everyone else. So some pretty standard moves, honestly. Pretty standard, but yeah, if Timber doesn't start, I've got Konate off the bench, which isn't the worst. It's not the worst, but, you know, we'll take it. But yeah, those are my 4 free transfers I've made. Zach, you said you have Timber and Munoz. Need to get rid of one of them. Yeah, you definitely need to get rid of Munoz. You can hold on to Timber for sure, but you said still have Rangers, but don't want to use all my transfers. I wouldn't worry about it. Use them. Have a bit of fun. I mean, ideally you would hold on to all your transfers and just use one of them. You know, if your team was absolutely sorted. But if you have Munoz and Rangers, I do think it's worth using transfers on those players if you have them. I think it's worth it. So Hale says, here's your free hit draft. Okay, let's see it. Leno, White, Hincapié, Anderson, Saka captain, Bruno, Foden, Soboslai, Ekitike, Thiago, Haaland. And then Dubravka, Stack, Alderete, and Esteve on the bench. You had Lewis Skelly before, but Hincapié is a set-piece threat. You could still have Miles Lewis Skelly, which would allow you to have Tete as first sub on the bench. I still prefer having Hincapié. Yeah, I quite like it. I quite like having Hincapié. So no, I love it. Yeah, looks class. Yeah, you got double Fulham. No Fulham attack, which I would say, you know, it's not absolutely essential, but you've gone for Soboslai, Ekitike, which I quite like. You know, I quite like that as a differential going for the Liverpool players. Yeah, don't mind it whatsoever. Someone said no Saka in the chat. No, this is the free hit draft. Let me put this on the screen so people don't get confused. Yeah, this is the free hit draft. Triple Fulham. We've got triple Arsenal. We've got Raya, Timber, Saka from Arsenal. Anderson, Wilson, Raul from Fulham. Sohail, you said, I like the Ekitike pick and his mins are secure with Isak a doubt. Good point. No, I really like the Ekitike pick, so yeah, don't mind it whatsoever. Not at all. Crazy Wiki says, should I sell Mbumo this week or next? Possible replacements. You already have Saka, Foden, Anderson, and Minta. I'd definitely hold on to Mbumo this week. You know, he doesn't. You get him for this week and then sort him out next week. But Bournemouth at home for United, it's a good fixture for him. Yeah, I would hold on. MFA says, I also have the same 3 Fulham players, but I'm scared Fulham won't play good. What do you think? I think Fulham batter Burnley. I think Burnley get battered by everyone in the league, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. Fulham are in good form. Yeah, I think Fulham will beat them comfortably. Aidan Wellens, have you made any transfers yet? Yes, I have. I've made 4 free transfers. Harry Butt, morning, mate. Morning to you too. Morning to you too. Warya says, morning. What do you think? Eze for 1 week? And do you think Saliba play this week? Thanks, man. I mean, yeah, I don't mind Eze for 1 week. I think it looks like he has 82% chance of starting Eze, which is enough to go off. Saliba only has a 9% chance of starting, according to this to the predicted lineups. So I wouldn't back Saliba starting, to be honest. Wouldn't do it. Harry Butt risked buying Rice for Enzo. Yeah, I quite like it, honestly. I like it. I think Rice is a good pick. He's on set pieces for a team that absolutely loves to score from set pieces. I love it. Absolutely. Try to get this to fill up the screen. There we go. Jay Dubon, any news on Senesi? I mean, do we get Bournemouth team news? I don't know, do we? No, we don't. No news so far. I've not seen any news on Senesi, unfortunately. But I think Man United score anyways, so I'd try to bench him if you could. Mohammed says, free hit this game week. Any suggestions? No Bruno, as I see him in more of a defensive role against Bournemouth. So you've got Sanchez, Tete, Reece James, Ben White, Saka, Eze, Foden, Dango, Ekitike, Haaland, Thiago, and then bench of Wilson, Collins, Esteve. I really like it. There's some interesting picks in there. Ben White, Reece James, Tete. I like the Eze shout a lot. I really like the Eze shout. Dango as well. Actually, you know what? I would love to get Dango into this team. Now that I think about it. Into my free hit draft. Is there a way? See, the thing is, I don't think I'd change any of the midfield 4. I don't think I would. So then it would be one of the front 3 that would have to go. And I really want Thiago and Raul. Yeah. But Dango could definitely make his way into this team. I really like him as a pick this week. Jonathan says, would you play Konate or Josh King? Ideally, I'd play Josh King, yeah. Actually, you know what? I'd probably play Konate now that I think about it, just because I don't think Josh King starts. Maybe he does with Iwobi out, though, is my thinking. Maybe he does with Iwobi out. Now that I think about it, let's just do this in case Josh King, does play against Burnley. That would be ideal to have him in there. I'd prefer to have him in than Konate against Brighton, because I think Liverpool concede. I do think so. Okay, let's go back to the free hit. All right. Drib says, Declan Rice or Pedro Neto this game week? I'd go Declan Rice. I think I would, yeah. Sanjay Patel says, what do you think about free hit in 17? You go for Bournemouth and Palace for 1 game, then revert to Liverpool, Arsenal, etc. I quite like it, but I really, really like free hit this game week. Like, I really like the look of this free hit. I think there's so many fixtures that you can target. I prefer free hitting this week, if I'm honest. Harry Butt, Bench Chow, Chalobah or Anderson, the midfielder? You're leaning benching Chow. You know what? Yeah. I think you would definitely start Chalobah, and I'm trying to think between Anderson and Chow. I'd probably bench Chow against Sunderland away. Sunderland aren't easy, and Anderson at home to Spurs, he'll rack up the DEFCON for sure. uh, uh, uh. Sanjay, by the way, I'm on halls in India, proper dedicated. Love that. The dedication is unreal. Ravinda says, "Hi Stephen, start Lacroix or O'Reilly, or start both and bench Elliot Anderson." Um, I would start. I would definitely start Elliot Anderson. So between Lacroix and O'Reilly, I'd probably go O'Reilly just because. Would I? No, I'd go Lacroix. Would I? Fuck that. No, I would go. I would go O'Reilly. Um, Man City score. Man City score goals. So Lacroix's not keeping a clean sheet, but there's a chance that O'Reilly keeps a clean sheet. So I'd go O'Reilly there and start Elliot Anderson as well and bench Lacroix. Crazy Wiki, that's what I thought. Thanks. Wilson is a great pick. Yeah, I really like Wilson in this free hit draft. He's absolutely nailed on in this draft. So Hale, the only slight doubt I have in my free hit right now is Foden or Cunha. Rob T projected goals has updated with United now having higher chance to score. Yeah, I mean, let's have a quick look at Rob T's projections. I'll keep this. I'll keep that up. I'll keep that tab open. But let's go to Rob T real quick. So, here's the projected points actually, which is interesting to see. Saka, Bruno, Haaland, Szoboszlai really up there, huh? Szoboszlai is that's mad how high he is, and there's no other Liverpool players, just Szoboszlai. What the hell? That's crazy. And also the jump from Saka to Bruno is a full point, which is a lot when you look at this because it's mostly separated by the decimals. But the jump from Saka to Bruno is 1 point, and then the jump from Haaland to Szoboszlai is almost 1 point as well. So those top three are absolutely locked in the free hit. Saka, Bruno, Haaland, and then Szoboszlai, White, Hincapié, Cunha is up there. Gyökeres and Bumo, Palmer, Dango is up there as well. He's higher than Thiago. Dango, man. Surprised to see Fulham, only Anderson at Fulham. Wow. Foden is around 4.6 if you're on free hit. Dango also a strong option there. But don't buy him if you're not. Yeah, don't buy Dango if you're not on a free hit because he goes to AFCON next game week. Interesting. Very interesting. So this is their free hit draft. Raya, White, Saka. So they've done something similar to me with, instead of Timber, let's just throw Hincapié in there. Which we have so much money left over, but we don't really need to use it. Yeah, we've basically got the same back line. And then in the midfield, Saka, Bruno, Szoboszlai, Cunha, and Bumo. So triple Man United midfield is what they've gone for. And then Haaland and Raul up there. Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. Okay, what's this? Game week 16 to 20 projections for budget picks. Very interesting. Szoboszlai is way up there, man. He's way ahead of everyone. 25.4, and then the next player, Van Dijk, with 22.6. That's mad. The only two Liverpool players up there as well, and then there's no one else. Collins, my boy Collins, Ireland captain, got him into my team. I'm absolutely delighted to have him in there. But yeah, so Hale, that's interesting to have the Man United players so high up. That is very, very interesting. All right, we'll go back to my free hit. Aidan Wellens says, opinions on Bowen over Voltemata. I prefer Bowen as a pick now. I kind of wish I had him in my team instead of Voltemata, but is what it is. I think it's pretty close, though. But I'd just give it to Bowen. Jeevan Gill, morning to you too, mate. You've done Senesi to Timber, Semenyo. You said Semenyo to Timber as well, and Enzo to Wilson. Should I start Anderson or Krupi? Um, so I'm not sure who you did Semenyo to, but maybe you did like Foden or something. Enzo to Wilson, I love. Should I start Anderson or Krupi? I'd start Anderson for sure. Zach McParland, what made you go Collins over Noor? Who's Noor? Uh, Nico O'Reilly. I went for Collins because it just suits my team a little bit better. I'm only going to really own Collins over the next 2 game weeks, is my plan. And I've kind of banked a transfer already, which isn't ideal, but is what it is. You've got all the free transfers, so you might as well use them. And yeah, I only need Collins over the next 2 game weeks. And then I have the option to go to Michael Keane, but I can also hold on to Collins. So I went for Collins, even though he's on the yellow, he's on 4 yellows. I went for him just because I need him for 2 game weeks, and then can go from there. Basically, it was also a bit of an emotional pick because, you know, he's the Ireland captain, and I just want to have an Irish lad in my team. So there may have been some of that influence on it as well. Got to have a bit of fun with FPL, don't you? Zach, oh yeah, I answered that. Jeremy says, thoughts on double Arsenal attack or double Arsenal defense? All the way double Arsenal defense. 100%. I will not hesitate whatsoever. Arsenal defense is better than Arsenal attack. It is. For FPL points, in real life, everything. You know, it's like, who's going to score the goals for Arsenal other than Saka? So, like, have Saka. If this is for free hit, have Saka and then double Arsenal defense. You could get Eze. You could go free Gyökeres. You could, you know, switch it up a bit, but I just back the defense way more than the attack. Crown41 says, thoughts on 3.8 million Klein to free up funds for other moves since Munoz is out for weeks now? Mate, he's out for months, so I really like it. 3.8 million for a starting Palace defender is absolutely nuts. And he plays wing back, so it's absolutely nuts. If I was wildcarding, he would be locked into my team. 3.8 million. There's no cheaper player in the game. You don't get cheaper than 3.8 million right now. So yeah, I love it. Klein for 3.8. Get him in. Likelihood of Declan Rice starting, Nitin Desai asks. Declan Rice has a 64% chance of starting. So that's quite low. I'm surprised how low that is. I am quite surprised at that, actually. I would have expected him to start. Harry W says, who would you transfer out for Saka and Kieran Dewsbury-Hall? Out of Kieran Dewsbury-Hall and Minta. Who would you transfer out for Saka? Transfer out, I mean, if you can afford Minta to Saka, then I would do that, yeah. I would hold on to Dewsbury-Hall. Zach Howard, I've transferred Timber, Munoz, Rangers and Mateta to Collins, Tete, Foden, Thiago. Do I start Collins or Tete? Also, who's the best captain? Oof. You've transferred yourself into a bench and headache. That's not ideal. I would start Collins over... Oh, would I start Collins over Tete? Let's have a quick look, Zach, at the clean sheet odds for this game week. Here we go. So, Fulham have 36% clean sheet odds. Brentford have 32%. So I'd go for Tete. It's not ideal having a bench Collins, though. Is there any way you can get him into your team? Any way at all? It's unfortunate that you've transferred yourself into a bench and headache. Jonathan says, what's your plans with Semenyo? My plan is to hold on to that motherfucker as long as I can. Because now with everyone getting rid of him, I really like the look of Semenyo. Like, people selling him makes me just love owning him. He plays United, Burnley, Brentford in the next 3. You know, after that, I can figure it out. Because he then plays Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, Brighton, Liverpool. Which I don't want him for. So I could look to move him on in game week 19. And I think I have a plan to do so already. I'm trying to remember who I'm doing Semenyo to. But basically, I have a plan to get rid of him in game week 18 or 19. But yeah, happy to hold on to him for the next 3. Really like the look of those fixtures for the next 3. And Bournemouth don't have any Europe. So, you know, I don't mind it whatsoever. Don't mind it. Okay. Chris Simpson says, I'm 28k, don't need to be too risky. Would you gamble on Bruno captain or stick with Haaland? 28k, what a rank that is, by the way. Fair play to you, mate. So it looks like, first of all, United have 1.93 projected goals, City 1.79. I mean, it's neck and neck between Bruno and Haaland. Absolutely neck and neck between Bruno and Haaland. Let's have a quick look at Man City's expected lineup, predicted lineup, whatever you want to call it. Donnarumma, Nunez, Ruben Diaz, Gvardiol, Nico Riley with 82%, Nico Gonzalez, one of Reinders or Bernardo Silva, and then Doku, Foden, Cherki, and then Haaland has a 100% chance to start. So, it's so close. It's neck and neck. It's neck and neck. I mean, if it's that close, Chris, and you don't want to be too risky, I'd probably go for Haaland. I honestly think we'll be surprised at seeing by this Crystal Palace Man City game. I could see Man City scoring a few goals against Palace here. I think it's been coming. Like Palace, if you look at their results, when do they play? Tomorrow. So I guess, yeah, they've actually had some decent results. Disregarding this game, we're not going to look at that. They played a League of Ireland team and absolutely battered them 3-0 within the first 35, 38 minutes. They beat Fulham 2-1, which actually it was an impressive game from them. But, I just can't see this being sustainable, how much football they're playing. You should have seen the state of the pitch that they played on as well at Shells. Like, I think they're going to be a bit leggy for this City game. They've just been playing so many minutes and they don't really rotate. So, I could see them hitting a wall here. But also, Man City just played Real Madrid, so they're maybe going to be a bit tired themselves. It'll be an interesting game. I'm looking forward to it. Tanush says, I'm free hitting as well. I have Foden. Should I get him out? No, I like Foden. I like Foden this game week. Honestly, I don't mind having him in for a free hit. Yeah. Chippy Chips says, start Byrne or O'Reilly. I'd start Byrne against Sunderland. Because, Palace can always get a little goal. And Man City love to concede, so... Shivan, I'm an Atletico Madrid fan, and the name Gallagher gives me trauma. He has been that bad for us, lol, but loads of love to you, Gallagher. Your videos and live advices help a lot in making my FPL team. Oh, thank you so much. And apologies on Gallagher's behalf. Connor, he does his best. He's an absolute workhorse, but sad to see it's not working out for him over there. I think he's due a move back to the Prem, to be fair. Hadley Walton says, I'm bench boosting. Do I do Xhaka and Rodon to Rice and Vandenberg or save last two transfers? I mean, so Xhaka... sorry, I've lost the message. Okay, yeah, Xhaka and Rodon. I mean, I don't think it's worth doing it. I don't think those are transfers out. I don't think either of those players are transfers out. So I wouldn't. I feel like people tear their teams apart for bench boosts, but I really don't like that. I think the transfers are more valuable than using the bench boost and trying to optimize it, because you never know. Xhaka could get a goal. Rodon could get you might come back to regret that. But to be honest, Rice and Vandenberg are good upgrades on those players. It's just whether you're going to be having benching headaches for the rest of the the season, basically, up until you transfer those guys out. So maybe just look ahead and see how much of a benching headache it causes you. And if it doesn't, and if it solves some stuff for you in terms of who you can play, then I do like, those are definitely upgrades. Rice and Vandenberg are definitely upgrades. Jay Dubon, would you do Bruno Guimaraes to Rice? It feels like a luxury transfer to me. I agree. That's definitely a luxury transfer. I don't mind Bruno as a pick. Bruno Guimaraes. Don't mind it at all. Rice is a better pick in my opinion, but I don't think it's worth the transfer. Sanjay, is it possible to get relegated from your own fantasy league? Yeah, it should be allowed. I'm probably going to get relegated from mine. Damster says, go upside on free hit, double Arsenal attack. I think double Arsenal defense is better, but there's definitely more upside to targeting the Wolves defense with a double Arsenal attack. It's just like, who do you go for? Eze, Gyökeres, they could do well. They could. I just prefer the defense. Guaranteed points, honestly. Stephen Gill, do you not think that's quite a safe free hit? If you're not captaining Saka, could you go triple defense, for example? Very risky, but big upside. Let me throw the captaincy on Saka, because if I was doing it, very risky, but big. Could you go triple defense for Arsenal? It is a big upside. Paid off massively for me in game week 13 with triple Villa defense. I think this is pretty safe. A pretty safe free hit. Agreed. If by safe you mean it's going to get a load of points, then I agree with that. But yeah, I mean, you could go. I think it is safe, but it's just a really good free hit draft. And in terms of going triple Arsenal defense, I don't mind it whatsoever. But I do genuinely think Saka scores the most points this game week. So I know I didn't have the captaincy on him there, but he would be the captain. And yeah, I think you gotta have Saka in the free hit. He's against Wolves at home. I think that's huge upside, having Saka. So Hale, it's because Salah is on the bench and Isak is out. Szoboszlai is on pens. Yeah, fair. That makes sense. That's why his projected points are so high. Nikolai, hi mate. Can you please explain the details of buying price and selling price? Is this something you can calculate? I feel like even though players rise, my sell is still low. So if you go to your transfers and then you click list view, you can see the purchase price, which is PP, selling price, and then current price of the player. So basically, I purchased Raya for 5.5. He's now 6 million, which means he's risen in price 0.5. Your player rises in price 0.1 for every 0.2 he increases in price. So that's basically how it works. Kieran Ryan, what's up, man? Also watching from India, Lamau, at the Taj Mahal right now. No way. Are you actually? That's crazy. Bro is doing his FPL team at one of the world wonders. That's fucking gas. Bench Guehi, Van de Ven, or Cash? Oh, I'd start Cash. In order, I would probably start Cash. Who do Spurs play? Trying to remember. Forest. Okay, I would bench. So I would start Cash, then Van de Ven, then Guehi. I would say in that order. Enjoy the Taj Mahal. That's madness. Hope you're having a good time over there, bro. Sohail, I think Timber is a doubt because on Friday Arteta said a matter of days for Timber. Yeah, Timber looks to be a bit. Yeah, I mean, obviously I have him in my team, and I'm happy to have him there in the case that he starts. But it's just so like. Let me put the vice captain on Bruno real quick, just to be safe. Yeah, my concern with Timber is that if he doesn't start, does he come on? I don't think so. I mean, I said that last time, and then he did come on from Mascara who got injured, so that is always it's always a possibility. But I think he doesn't come on if he's on the bench. But I'm just going to start him in my team anyways, because he's definitely not a transfer out by any means. VC, thoughts on Wilson as a cheap third striker? Not looking this week, but around game week 18. I like Callum Wilson as a player. As an FPL asset, I'm not so sure. Very injury prone. It's a risky play. High risk. But I guess you have 2 game weeks to see how he gets on. So yeah, keep an eye on him over the next 2 game weeks. Maybe he will come into our thinking. Jeevan Gill, you said Semenyo to Foden, not Timber. Yeah, that makes more sense. That's kind of what I expected. Surely Ben White over in Nketiah for the attack and threat. I think Nketiah also has pretty decent attack and threat. If he's playing centre back, then it means he's going to be getting more DEFCON potential. So I think it's much of a muchness between the two of them. Both of them can have some attack and threat on corners. But yeah, it's just a gamble which one you go for. Jeevan Gill, would you do Munoz to Collins / Vandenberg and play a back 4 with Anderson on bench, or roll the remaining transfers? I think you do that. I do think you do that. Munoz to Collins or Vandenberg, and then yeah, and then you have to. I guess you have to bench Anderson then. But I think Anderson is like the ideal first bench player. Like having Anderson first on your bench is unbelievably good because in the case that something happens, you just have a guaranteed 4-pointer in your squad. And obviously, yeah, you can also start him as well. But I think Collins outscores him this game week. Mi Hurst says, surely against Wolves, the midfield attack upside is well worth the gamble on free hit versus double defense. Raya is just getting a 6-pointer. Yeah, fair. I mean, I'm just like, who do you go for? Like, it's just so hard to tell where the goals are going to come from other than Saka. You know, it's like you go for Eze or Gyökeres, but I really like the rest of my midfield and attack here, and I think, yeah, there is higher upside to go and double Arsenal attack, but I think the guaranteed points from the defence is something I can't turn down. Hario says, sorry, I scrolled down and now I've lost the message. Okay, Hario says, hi mate, do you like Elliot Anderson to Wilson and Voltemata to Raul so I can then go Semenyo to Foden, or do you prefer Voltemata to Raul, Anderson to Dango, and Semenyo to Foden as a differential? I way prefer the second one. But then again, oh wait, Anderson to Dango I wouldn't do. Is this for just a free hit? I think this is for your actual team. I wouldn't get Dango in because Dango goes to AFCON after this game week. So, and I don't think Anderson is a sell whatsoever. I don't think you should be selling Elliot Anderson. Voltemata isn't necessarily a sell either. And I don't mind keeping Semenyo. So I wouldn't do any of those moves if I'm honest, mate. Yeah, I would hold on and save those transfers. Like, obviously, getting Foden in is great, but Semenyo has some unreal fixtures coming up. I do. If you can get Semenyo, if you can get Foden in, then try figure out how to do that. But I don't think selling Elliot Anderson is the way. I do think you could sell Voltemata. If you can do a double move of like Voltemata to Raul and Semenyo to Foden just by itself, then I would do that for sure. MJ, Enzo replacement, you have Bruno, Foden, Rice, and Szoboszlai. I'd probably either go like downgrade to someone like Elliot Anderson or Dewsbury Hall, or go to Harry Wilson for something a bit spicy, which is what I've done in my team. Dwight Shrewd, hi bro, would you start Dewsbury Hall or O'Reilly? I'd start Dewsbury Hall. I think I would, yeah. Zach Howard, thanks for the advice. Got to go. I bench Chow in order to start Tete and Collins. Yeah, love it, mate. Love it. Mystic says, hi mate, how are you? I love to come to your streams, especially because of your smile and the positive presence you bring with you. That's such a nice message. Thank you so much. Here's your FPL team. In the defence, you got Hincapié, James, Nico O'Reilly, Byrne, Guehi. Midfield of Foden, Bruno, Neto, Guimaraes, and then Haaland, Thiago, Voltemata. You have to bench 3. Okay, that's a tough one. I'd bench Guehi, and I would bench... Oh, that's a tough one, honestly. You have to bench 3. Oh, very tough. I would bench Guehi, Neto, and maybe Guimaraes. Oh, wait, no, you have... Oh, yeah, you have Byrne. Because you have to start 3 defenders. So, obviously, you're starting in Hincapié. Does James start? This might make things easier. Let's see Chelsea's predicted lineup. There it is. Chelsea. Does Reece James 74% chance of starting? So yeah, I guess you do start James. Yeah, Hincapié, James, Dan Byrne, and then you can bench Nico O'Reilly and Guehi and who did I say? I guess it's between Pedro Neto, Pedro Neto, Voltemata, or Guimaraes. I think you bench Pedro Neto. So yeah, bench O'Reilly, Guehi, and Neto. Richard says, oh sorry, I skipped a few there. Richard's, start O'Reilly or Konate? Who has higher clean sheet odds? That's actually an interesting one. Who has higher clean sheet odds, Man City or Liverpool? 30% for Liverpool, 29% for City. So just slightly, I'd go Konate. Just slightly. Likelihood of Declan Rice playing. Apparently, it's like 63% is what the projected lineups said. Jeremy, thanks, mate. Watkins versus Ekitike versus Mbumo slash Cunha on a free hit. Well, apparently Man United's projected points is like insanely high this game week, so probably one of Mbumo or Cunha. But I do really like Watkins as a shout. So I'd say I'd probably edge it towards Watkins. None of the projected points have him up that high, but I think Watkins, honestly. You've still got your free hit, bench boost, and wildcard. What could I do? Oh, Richard, that's a lot of stuff. I would use your free hit this game week and just do this team. Honestly, I love free hit this game week. I think it's a solid week to do it. Mystic says, which club do you support, my friend? I'm a Manchester United fan myself. Yeah, I am also a Manchester United fan, but I support loads of clubs. I'm one of those guys. I never support two clubs within the same country though. So like I have my home team back in Dundalk, back home in Ireland. Dundalk is my main team, and then Man United over in England, because you know my uncle and my family, we would always fly over to the UK to Old Trafford to watch some Man United games. So some good memories there. And then I have Aberdeen up in Scotland because my brother played for them, and Austin FC over in the MLS because my brother currently plays for them. So yeah, I support many clubs, but never two clubs within the same country. Owen says, hello, my team is your full team there. You have 5 free transfers, don't know who to sell. I would sell... You have Lamens, Cash, Vandenberg, Timber, Mbumo, Doku, Bruno Fernandes, Barnes, Thiago, Welbeck, Haaland, Dubravka, Minta, O'Reilly, and Chow. Fuck, that's a very good team. I mean, you don't really need to sell any of them, but maybe sell Doku. Like, he's not really been doing it. I think you just sell Doku to like Harry Wilson or something and then roll the transfers. Sushan, are you not Captain Saka? Are you not Captain Saka? Thanks, Saka locked as a captain. Yeah, I think Saka is absolutely locked as a captain. I'm not captaining him because I don't own him, but if I did, I'd definitely be captaining him. I definitely would be. Richard, will Timber start? Not so sure. Not so sure. The predicted lineup has... let's go to that very quickly, and I'll keep this up. 73% for Timber, so it's pretty high. It is pretty high. I think he might start. I hope so. Raid says, honest thoughts on triple captain Thiago. I have Saka, Haaland, and Bruno. I wouldn't triple captain Thiago, honestly. It's so risky. But if you want to go for it, you can. I do think he's a good shout. But I'm going to triple captain Haaland next game week against Wolves at home. Or sorry, West Ham at home. That's my honest thoughts. Abdullah has absolutely spammed the chat with the question, Gyökeres or Ekitike? Gyökeres, Ekitike, Thiago, Raul, or Haaland? Oh, so who's the front three? Haaland, Thiago, Raul. The one I have on the screen, for sure. Yeah, those three. Abdullah says, triple captain between Saka, Wolves, or Bruno against Wolves. Does Bruno play Wolves soon? I think he played him last game week. Yeah, they played last game week. So, yeah, Saka. Extreme. Your thoughts going Miles Lewis, Skelly, and White on free hit over Hincapié and Raya? Yeah, I think it's fine. It's just like, do we know they're definitely going to start? That's what I like about Raya. We just know he's going to start. And Hincapié, you just know he's going to start. So, yeah, I'd probably just go Raya Hincapié, honestly. I don't think there's like much of an upside going different there. I think it's all much of a muchness. They're all going to get the same points unless one of them gets an attack and return. K-Man Corner, is Timber out? Apparently he might start. He might start, but I don't know. No team leaks have been out yet because they have the 8 p.m. fixture tonight. Luigi says, I was thinking going triple Chelsea defense free hit. That's insane. I think there's a lot of other defenses you could go for. Arsenal, Fulham. But yeah, I do think everyone should have at least one Chelsea player on in the defence on their free hit, because I do think they have pretty good clean sheet odds this game week. Cred says, would you move Enzo to Szoboszlai? Just a risk with the 4 yellows. I don't think it's worth the transfer. If I'm honest. Yeah, I'd hold on to Enzo, but Szoboszlai's projected points are nuts. Obviously, the 4 yellows does, you know, dampen that slightly. And a man says, "Can I captain Gyökeres?" You can do what you want, mate. No, of course, yeah. I think let's see what's his chances to start. Gyökeres 91% chance of starting, so I don't mind it. I actually really don't mind it at all. He could go nuclear against Wolves. He's always been called a flat track bully, meaning he scores lots of goals against weaker teams and never in the big games. But it means that this game is perfect for him. Surveya says, "Should I start Guehi or Cash?" I'd start Cash for sure. Alexis, "Are you free hitting? That means you're not using any transfers." I'm actually not free hitting. This is just a draft for everyone who is, because I think it is a great week to free hit. Eve says, "Free hit Foden or Rodgers?" Honestly, I prefer Rodgers. It's a tough fixture for City. Jeremy McCauley, "Thanks for the advice. You've earned a new sub. Have a great rest of your day, mate. Go." Thanks so much, man. Really appreciate it. Thanks for coming in, and thanks for the sub. If anyone else is watching and they're not subscribed, then as you can see, where is it? We're aiming for 10,000 subs. I mean, it's a lofty goal, but you gotta shoot for the stars. But yeah, if you guys are watching and enjoying the stream, drop a like. Subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot, and yeah, I'd really appreciate it. Harios, "Thanks for pointing that out. It completely slipped my mind about AFCON. I can just go Voltamata to Raul and Semenyo and to Foden and keep Anderson, so I'm guessing that's probably the best option." Unreal. If you can afford that, that is definitely the move. I'd love to do Voltamata to Raul myself. I honestly could do it. Is that worth a transfer though? I've not actually really considered getting rid of Voltamata seriously. But this is my team. Honestly, I could do it. I could do it. That would be a bit mad though, wouldn't it? Because like Voltamata plays Sunderland. Like, what's the projected goals for that game? For Newcastle against Sunderland. Why can't I see it? Here it is. Only 1.4. I guess Fulham only have 1.43, so it's probably not worth the move. But yeah, those next 3 fixtures for Fulham are nuts. Absolutely nuts. Robert Cusack, "Thoughts on triple Fulham?" I love it, mate. I've got it in this free hit, so I love it. Oscar says, "Play Mukiele or Guehi?" I'd probably play Guehi instead. I'd probably do Guehi instead. Thank you for the help, says Mystic. Thank you so much for joining into the stream, man. Nice to know a fellow United fan. Yes, indeed. Let's go. Gichiro says, "Good afternoon from Nairobi." Oh, welcome all the way from Kenya, mate. "You're also on a free hit. Who would you pick for the final spot between Rodgers, Soboslai, Raul, and Dango? Thiago is my only attacker from those teams." Between Rodgers, Soboslai, Raul, and Dango. Roberts. I mean, it's actually so tough. Honestly, between Raul and Rodgers for me, I'd probably go Raul against Burnley, mate. They play Burnley. They just love conceding goals. I'd go Raul. Super Blaze says, "White or Lewis Skelly as a 1 week punt?" Probably Lewis Skelly, I would say. Just about, but I think it's very close. Captain Jackie, top 3 movies. Top 3 movies. My favourite movies, Good Will Hunting, Spider-Man 2, the originals, and what else is good? I really love Hot Fuzz as well. That's a class movie. So funny. Robert Cusack, "Who do I replace Mateta with? I don't want Jimenez. He's burned me, and I don't trust Welbeck." Who do you replace Mateta with then? I mean, assuming you have Haaland and Thiago, those are, obviously the 2 best forwards in the game. You could go for Ollie Watkins. You could switch it up, go for Gyökeres. You could also go for Raul. You don't want Raul Jimenez, you said. So yeah, maybe like Bowen even. Bowen could be a good shout. Ekitike with Isak injured. There's a few options you could go for there. Larry Jones, "Should I do Van Dijk to Timber for the long term or Burn to Hincapié for the short term?" Honestly, could you do Van Dijk to Hincapié? What about that? I don't mind that at all. Van Dijk to Hincapié. I don't think you need to sell Burn necessarily, but you could sell Van Dijk to Hincapié. Also, it's just the fact that Timber is a slight injury doubt. I'd go for him instead of I'd go for Hincapié instead of Timber. Larry Jones. Oh yeah, sorry, I answered that already. Robert, your other two strikers are Haaland and Thiago. Yeah, just making sure. Leet Crew, hi mate, love your content. Who would you bench out of Timber, O'Reilly, Van Dijk, and Chow? Cheers, goat. I love the goat emoji. Appreciate it, man. Who would I bench out of Timber, O'Reilly, Van Dijk, and Chow? I would, in order of starting, I would go Timber, Chow, Van Dijk, O'Reilly. That's my order. So you can pick how many you need to bench out of those. So in terms of who I would bench out of those four, O'Reilly. Sanjay, Semenyo to Rice or Richards / Senesi to Hincapié. Free hit in 17. Already have Raya and Saka. I would hold on to Semenyo and do probably Richards or Senesi. Honestly, I don't think either of them are sells, but maybe Senesi. If you had to do one of those, Senesi to Hincapié, I would say. Tanush, will Lewis Skelly play? I'm on free hit as well. Let's have a quick look. It looks like Lewis Skelly 100% chance to start. So very good. Very he's going to play. Yeah, it looks like he's going to play. Will Timber play? We don't know. We honestly don't know. What I would say with Timber is starting, because I think if he doesn't start, he's not just going to come off the bench. But if he does start against Wolves at home, you're obviously going to be raging if you benched him. IMEX, will Mbumo play? Yeah, Mbumo will start, I'm pretty sure. Michael is so nervous of going against Haaland with Saka. Every time I've been burnt and thinking of switching back. I think Saka's a better captain shout than Haaland. I wish I had Saka. I would love to captain Saka myself, but I don't own him. So I'm just going to go boring and go Haaland. Yeah. You obviously have a dilemma there, but I would go Saka, honestly. I think it's worth it. Alvern says, who to bench, Rice or Wilson? Tough one. I'd probably bench... that's very tough. Rice or Wilson? Is there no way you can start both of them? Absolutely. Who outscores who? I'd probably bench Wilson there and start Rice. Amushi says, bench 1. O'Reilly, Van Dijk, Chalobah, Konsa. O'Reilly there. Binod says, I used my 5 free transfers beginning of this game week, and if I use free hit now, will the transfers move to another game week? No, what will happen is you will basically, your free hit will wipe out the transfers, and then you'll get your 5 free transfers back. So if you do your free hit, those transfers basically never happened. IMEX, will Mbumo play? Yes, apparently he will. Elia, start 1. Minta, Esteve, or Senesi? Probably Minta. Alvern, who to bench? Oh, sorry, I answered that already. Zams says, do you think Ben White will start? And thoughts on Enzo to Wilson? I really like Enzo to Wilson. Ben White has 91% chance to start. So only one person predicted he won't. So I think Ben White starts for sure. But yeah, I really like Enzo to Wilson as a move. Really like it, man. Do you think Fulham get high XG against Burnley? Not concerned. Burnley just nullify the game. I just think even if they try to nullify the game, not that Fulham's a really good attack by any means, but Burnley's just a terrible, terrible defence. So I do think Fulham grab a goal or two. I do think so. Super Blaze, White or Lewis Skelly as a 1 week punt? I think I answer this. Probably just go Lewis Skelly. Esther, who's a cheap attacker to fill my bench boost? Raul. Yeah, I'd go Raul to fill the bench boost. Thiago or Haaland captain? I'm just going to have to give it to the big man, Haaland. Alexis, what is your team looking like then? This is my team. Raya and Nets, Timber, double Arsenal defence. Collins against Leeds at home. My Ireland captain right there. Malik Chow against Sunderland away. Wilson against Burnley away. Foden against Palace away. Semenyo against Man United away. Bruno against Bournemouth at home. Haaland against Crystal Palace away as my captain. Thiago against Leeds at home, and Voltemata against Sunderland away. I'm starting to realise I guess it's a bit of a mix of players playing away and at home, but yeah, Josh King first on the bench, followed by Konate. That's how my team's looking. But let's go back to the free hit draft, because that's what this is all about. Is Haaland the best captain if I have double Man United mid and no Saka? I think so. I do think so. Jack Anderson, I took a punt on Malin a couple of weeks ago. Do you reckon he's a sell this week despite West Ham away? Let's have a quick look. Do we have any predicted lineups for... Yeah, I think Malin's a sell. 9% chance to start, so it's not going to happen. Yeah, I think you have to sell Malin in that case. Maybe if you can afford, like obviously you can go Dewsbury Hall, you can go for Elliot Anderson if you can afford him. It's just about how much money you have. Let me know how much money you have left after you do the move. If you remove him, like who can you afford? Because you can get, maybe if you can get up to like Soboslai or even Harry Wilson, that could be an interesting pick. So, Atifa says bench Van Heck or Konate. Probably bench Konate. Oh, no, I'd bench Van Heck. And start Konate. Yeah. Fahad, hello Gallagher. Hello to you too. I'm doing well, thank you. Currently have Timber, Saka with current goalkeeper as Dubravka. Do you think I go from Rangers to a mid like Wilson and Dubravka to Raya, or keep the current goalkeepers and go for Rice? I mean, Dubravka to Raya is like a huge upgrade, so I would definitely try to do that. But you can also do Rangers to Wilson. I mean, you have all these free transfers, so you could do all of those. Obviously, if you only have the a few Arsenal slots, then I think Raya is a better asset than Rice, honestly. Just in terms of the consistent points you get from him, I do think Raya is so consistent in how much he's going to play. Arteta has shown that he's just going to play Raya every game, basically. Anish, hi, start two from Lacroix, Rodon, Keane and Elliot Anderson. Start two. Elliot Anderson and Keane, I would say. Aidan Wellens, Konate or Reece James? Reece James for sure. Abdullah, Gordon versus Rogers this week. Jack Anderson, I took a punt. Oh, you said that already. Oscar, play Mukiele or Guehi? I'd probably play Guehi there. Peter says Anderson, or is that Minta? 9th, I think you meant. Yeah, Anderson, I would say. Sanjay, Trading Places best film of all time. Max Sonite, start Anderson versus Spurs or Van Dijk against Brighton? Honestly, Anderson against Spurs. Tara, Gordon or Wilson for a free hit? Oh, Wilson all day. Nabe, do you think Mateta sell off is a bit overdone? If his knee improves, he's got Leeds then Spurs. I just think he's on a downward slope, and there's other options to go for, like Thiago, really good value, and he's only rising in price. So I do think the Mateta sell-off is a bit overdone, but I think it makes sense why people are doing it, you know? Blob says, worth upgrading Enzo to Bruno, but need to downgrade Van Dijk to Vandenberg. Oh, yeah, definitely do that. Enzo to Bruno and Van Dijk to Vandenberg. Yeah, love those two moves. Tara, oh, I said that already. Jerakulis says, for free hit, best of them in order. Palmer, Eze, Foden, Bumo, Cunha. In order, my favourites, I would say, I love the Palmer shout. Actually, you know what? I love the Palmer shout. I do. I'd put him first. Why not? Yeah, Palmer, followed by Mbumo, followed by Eze, Foden, and then Cunha last, maybe, I would say. Although apparently the projected points are really good for Man United mids this week. KSI's in the chat. Let's go, bro. Turn up your mic, you said. Let me just put it closer to me because I think it's actually all the way. I need to get this. I just need to talk louder, probably. But KSI, welcome into the chat, my man. I know you're an absolute FPL fiend. Are you still going 5 at the back, you madman? So Hale, I never asked, which 5 transfers did you go with? Did you use all 5? No, I didn't use all 5 free transfers. I used 4 of them. I did a few moves. KSI, thanks for it's mad that you're in the chat, bro. Thanks for the video. The video popped off, by the way. It did well, so congrats on that. But yeah, if anyone doesn't know, I was in a KSI video. Like, well, we filmed it like honestly ages ago. It was like a month and a half ago. But no, it was really fun. No more 5 at the back, he said. Well, let's not. I know you probably have rules that you're not allowed to like ask creators and stuff what to do with your team. That's what Will N.E. told me, anyways. When I asked him, he was like, I was like, here, let me help you out, and he was like, we're not allowed to. So, but yeah, no more 5 at the back. Okay, so I know you're a big Arsenal fan. Do you have any leaks? Do you know, is Timber gonna start tonight? You did a mad move last game week. Let me pull up your Twitter because You're basically just an FPL Twitter account at this stage. All right. You had. I prefer not to speak. New rank. I mean, the five. You've been going five at the back like so for so long, for so long. So I back it honestly. But you have Milenkovic. Yeah, he's probably got to go. Did you use? Let me know. Did you use all five of your free transfers? Because that is. This team could use a few of those five free transfers, I would imagine. Benching Haaland. That's what you did. You're a fucking nutcase. But it worked. It worked. Haaland did fuck all. So, but benching Haaland against Sunderland is absolutely nuts. That is just crazy. You used all five of your free transfers already. Fair play. You haven't posted yet what you've done. I mean, I guess you said I prefer not to speak. But yeah, this is KSI's team, guys. JJ, I mean, I'm going to guess your five free transfers. Let me know how close I got. So you probably did Milenkovic out. I'd imagine maybe you're giving Mbumo one more week. Is Welbeck is probably out as well. Gibbs White. Yeah, you probably got rid of your Forest and Welbeck. Maybe you did get rid of Mbumo, but you probably got rid of Van Dijk too, Senesi. So a full new backline is what I'm is what I'm expecting you did. And maybe you're gonna start Haaland this game week. Who knows? But this isn't. People are here for the free hit, so I don't want to have your team up here and people think this is what I'm free hitting. Absolutely. KSI, I'm going to overtake you this week. Mate, you've got some haters in the chat, so nothing you're not used to. Close. Okay, close. I was close with the transfers. I mean, listen, you're a pretty savvy FPL manager, I've got to say. To be honest, like, you make some ballsy moves, and I respect it. And you're doing better than me this season. I know you say you prefer not to speak, but mate, you don't wanna see my rank. You should be the one giving FPL advice. If you look at our ranks, it's not looking good for me, bro. But yeah, I used four of my five free transfers, and I was getting absolutely roasted on the FPL show last morning about it because my team was fucked. I needed it, like I absolutely needed it. So I'll show you guys my team. This is also 1 minute to go on the deadline, so lock those teams in if you haven't already, lads. Lock those teams in. Let me get a screenshot of my team before the website goes down as well. I need to do that very quickly. Because otherwise I can't post my Twitter screenshot in time, you know? Yeah, I'm starting Timber. Let's see how it goes. JJ doesn't have any of the Arsenal team news, even though he plays at the Emirates. Someone in my office knew that Salah wasn't starting, by the way, like 2 weeks ago when he got the first surprise benching, and he didn't tell me, and I was like, mate, that is honestly, like, he knows I do FPL and stuff, and I had Saka in on my free hit. There's the game week 16 captain poll, by the way, guys. I've stopped it there because that's the deadline. I hope everyone got their teams in time. FPL Cortex, good luck everyone this week. Indeed, good luck to everyone, lads. JJ, I'm looking forward to seeing what your team did and how close I was with those transfers, but I think I got pretty close. Maybe a full new back line for you, which you absolutely needed to do those five free transfers. If I'm honest, like that team was. I don't know how you've gotten up to that rank with that team, but I guess you got to go different to get up those ranks. And benching Haaland is one of those things you can do. Charlie Wilkinson, when do we get more free transfers? What do you mean? We just got them. We just got them. All right, JJ's posted his team now. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I'm trying to feel someone. Okay, so you've got Captain Rice. You're a nutcase, man. Captain Rice. Okay, so you've got Bruno in, Rogers in, Foden in. You've held on to Welbeck and Munoz. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so you did Mbumo to Bruno, Anderson to Rogers, Gibbs White to Foden, Milenkovic to Cash, Virgil to Lacroix. Captain Rice is an absolute mental move to go for. Oh, lad. That's something else. in a week where everyone's going different, I guess you can do it, you know? It's Wolves at home, so like fucking Arsenal are gonna smash them anyways. And you're an Arsenal fan, so I get the allure of captain and Rice. Hopefully he starts and bangs for you, mate. That would be absolutely generational. But this is how people should play FPL. I always say it, like, you can listen to me and do the boring thing and be ranked fucking 2 million, or you can do something a bit more interesting like this. Use all 5 of your free transfers and just captain Declan Rice. There's many ways to play this stupid game that we're all way too obsessed with, but when everything is on the line, when JJ has to, you know, dance on TikTok for 12 hours straight in case he loses his his FPL league, then I guess you gotta go deep into the FPL sphere. Good luck this game week, man. Take care. Someone says, you know what, JJ, I take back what I said. Good luck for this week. Fair enough. So yeah, no more 5 at the back for JJ. I mean, let's go back to my team anyways. Let's pray that this does well for us. We'll see how this goes. I'm really excited for this game week. Just making 4 free transfers is so exciting. I'm like, I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Double Arsenal attack over defense this week. It's risky, but I back it. I've been preaching the double Arsenal defense, but honestly, as long as you have triple Arsenal, that's all that matters. You can go double defense, double attack, whatever you want to do. Dev Moddy says, "Hey, can you review my team, mate? Send it in quickly there, and I'll do a little review." Aileen says, "I don't know why, but I shifted to Saka captain over Haaland last minute." That's honestly, I back it. I think Saka is a better captain than Haaland, so don't mind it whatsoever. Let me post on Twitter my team, actually, now that we're here. Let me post it. Actually, while I'm here, let me try something new. I'm going to try something new, ladies and gents. So, while I'm here, fuck it, there's only a few of us here now, so let me try something with my mic. Okay, let me know how this mic sounds, guys. Let me know how this mic sounds, because I've just changed to the other one, and maybe you can tell a difference, but I hope it sounds okay. Yeah, I mean, if it's too loud, too whatever, I'm just doing a test, so let me know how it sounds. Yeah, if it's too loud, whatever, let me know. Nail says Rice and Saka for me. Just hope Rice starts. Yeah, I think Rice will start, to be fair. Brody says, what week would you free hit before the reset? Honestly, I would have done it this week, but next week is fine as well. Next week is more than fine. Gavinho couldn't afford Nkapie in one move, so went Minta to Rice and Saka captain. Yeah, I'll back it. Minta to Rice, Saka captain. That's huge. Let me know how the mic sounds, by the way, guys. I'm trying to do a test here. Trying to do a little bit of a test, so I want to see does it sound mental or not, because it's a new mic. My team, please review. Raya, Van Dijk, Nkapie, Anderson, Saka, Bruno, Foden, Minta, Anderson, Thiago, Haaland. A bench of Dubravka, Senesi, Esteve, Giu with 2 million in the bank. I like Raya. Don't mind Van Dijk, to be honest. Obviously, Nkapie, Anderson are great. Saka, Bruno, Foden, Minta is a cracked out midfield, and Elliot Anderson as well. Thiago, Haaland, and then yeah, you're gone with the 2 up top, which I love as well. Honestly, I think the only transfer out is probably Minta. I would say Minta is probably the only transfer out. So yeah, don't mind it whatsoever. Looks good. Yeah, That midfield is crazy, though. I love it. Saka, Bruno, Foden. And you can afford Haaland and Van Dijk and Hincapie. Your team value is nuts. You said, Mike sounds good. Maybe a little bit close. Okay. Interesting. Mike is much better, apparently. Okay, good to know. Mike is much better. There we go. Harry O says, hoping for a green arrow for you this week. Thanks for the advice. As always, top bloke. Appreciate it, man. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I hope the mic sounds all right for everyone. I hope it sounds all right for you lads. Yeah, if it's too close or whatever, let me know. But I'm trying something new here. So, yeah, hopefully that sounds all right. Okay, more clearer voice now. Okay, yeah, even better. So this is obviously a better mic. So yeah, that's good to know. Good to know it sounds better. I was just wondering, does it like cut out sometimes or something like that? But no, it sounds like it's a massive improvement. So that's good to know. Mad that KSI came into the chat. He's a good bloke. JJ is. He's a good bloke. But anyways, lads, I am going to leave it there. Good luck to everyone. Oh, sorry, before I go, Dev Modi has put their team in. So you've got Raya, Byrne, Anderson, Hincapie, Saka, Pedro Neto, Semenyo, Foden, Haaland, Thiago, Voltemada. I like Raya, Byrne, Anderson, Hincapie. I like Saka. Neto is a bit of a differential. I'm not sure he's a great pick at his price. I'm not sure is he an amazing pick, but I don't mind it too much. And then Semenyo is good as well. He's decent over the next 3 game weeks anyways. And then obviously Foden, Haaland, Thiago are great. Voltemada is one that you could kind of look to get rid of him, but he's not a necessity. Like, he's not definitely a transfer out. So I quite like Voltemada as a pick there. But yeah, your team looks really good, man. I really like it. I think, let me know how many transfers you've used as well to get to that team, because it's very good. It's sorted. Be quirky. Enzo out for Wilson. Chelsea seem in poor form. Agreed. I've done Enzo to Wilson as well. Actually, I've upgraded Enzo to Foden. And Reinders to Wilson. But yeah, I like it. Ravinda says, imagine the meltdown if Arteta benched Saka and brought him on the 60th minute. Saka is 25% owned. Heads will be on Mars, bro. Yeah, agreed. Honestly, I don't own Saka, so I would absolutely love to see that. But it would be very unfortunate and very unlucky for everyone else. Alian says, I used 6 free transfers. Or sorry, 6 transfers. So 5 free and then one hit. That's crazy using 6. That's a full-on wild card. So fair play. I back it. But anyways, lads, I am going to love yous and leave yous. That is all for today. Good luck with the stream. Good luck with the weekend, not the stream. I'm the one streaming. Yeah, good luck with all the games this weekend. And someone Mystic says, do you think you can complete the storyline and go to the World Cup? Troy Parrott for Ireland has been sensational. I mean, I have to reply to that chat. I think we're gonna do it. I've already applied for tickets to the Mexico game in the World Cup. Mexico play someone from the Europe Group D playoffs. And Ireland is in Group D. So, I mean, the tickets are mental. It's like 500 quid for 2 tickets. But it's going to be worth every penny if Ireland is in Mexico for the World Cup. I mean, I've got to go to that. Like, I've absolutely got to go to that. I'll spend all my money to get to see Ireland in the World Cup. Because who knows how many times you're going to get to say that in your lifetime. Ireland don't make it to too many World Cups these days. So, we'll see how we can do. But, yeah, I think the storyline is going to be complete. But I'm going to leave it there, lads. Good luck this game week to everyone. And yeah, we'll see you next week with some more videos and obviously the stream as well. So